In the previous episode, we looked at the initial evidence of Farming Simulator 19, the spectacular CGI trailer which revealed a number of different features. This includes the introduction of John Deere, 2 brand new crop types, oats and cotton, horses, and also a hint that you can actually buy farms in the game. It also was discovered that Amazon.de did have the pre-order of Farming Simulator 19 and the Collector's Edition. This revealed the John Deere Gator and Farming Simulator Commodore 64 Edition, emulated for PC. Much more has been discovered since then. Welcome to what we know so far about Farming Simulator 19. July the 14th and 15th were both very special days. FarmCon 18 was being held and presented by Giant Software at Horsch in Germany. The event was the perfect opportunity for modders, developers and even players of Farming Simulator to get together to find out even more about it. This of course was the place for Farming Simulator 19 to really come into the spotlight. But not only this, there was also the fantastic Farm Championships being held. There wasn't a huge amount to talk about on social media on the first day, but on the second day it was much different. First of all, there was actually a number of live streams with Lars and also Martin from Giant Software. A number of streamers and YouTubers were at the event as well, including Virtual Farmer and Simulate. If you would like to see the live stream, it is actually on Simulate's YouTube channel, so what I'll do is I'll put a link down below. Between the live streams and the event itself, a lot of information and features were revealed for Farming Simulator 19. We'll come on to exactly what in a minute or two. Because first I'd like to draw your attention to a video which I published back in January of this year, and it was a video really just asking everybody what they wanted to see in Farming Simulator 19. This video wasn't exactly directed towards Giants as to what they should definitely do for Farming Simulator 19, it was more just a matter of interest to see what people actually wanted to have in the new game. In at number 10 is the multiplayer system. Now we already do know that this is being worked on, so this already is a positive thing. It's going to be in the new game. However, we don't know exactly what is going to be done to the admin system at this stage, which is actually what I was covering within my original video. So this is sort of half and half. It's looking very promising basically. In at number 9 is Seasons. From what I understand, this is not going to be in the base game, however, that may be subject to change. At number 8, Raining Through the Roof. This was actually mentioned by Lars, and he said that it is 90% there, so 90% of the way complete to being in the base game. Hopefully, this does end up being perfected, and it does result in being put into the base game at release. At number 7, Damage, Repair and Service. From what I understand, the tractors and machines are going to lose power over time and potentially actually require more fuel as well. They're going to consume more fuel. This will definitely take more confirmation and more information from the developers, but again, it's looking promising. At number 6, the ability to move livestock between fields. This is going to require more information, however we have been told that you can now buy sections of farms instead of just fields, so the potential is there to be able to buy different areas of livestock fields as well. At this stage, I've not heard any information about used machinery being in the game. Equally, we are still waiting to see if the AI system is going to be improved. A lot of information has been revealed about purchasing fields and large sections of land. However, as for selling land, that is currently unclear. At number 2, more machinery brands. This wasn't actually brand specific, but I think most people were actually aiming at John Deere. And of course, yes, that has been confirmed, and John Deere is going to be in the game, among other brands as well. In fact, a lot of information is still coming out about new brands. For example, there is the new Elmer's Chaser Bin, which is going to be in the game. And number 1, Dynamic Ground. This was discussed in the live stream, and in fact it would appear that it has been trialled by Giants. They have tried to do it, but currently I believe it's not at a stage where it is good enough to be actually in the game, so again, it doesn't look like it's going to be an FS19. So as mentioned, FarmCon did release a lot of information about the game. The list is actually fairly large and growing. However, some of it is still speculation, it's not 100% confirmed. Some of it, however, is 100% confirmed by Giants, and they are very interesting features that are going to be in it. I will run through a few of the different features which have been confirmed. However, I won't go into too much detail for each one, Partly because I don't know much about them anyway, because not a lot of information has been released, but also these development blogs have been released over the past few weeks, and they are very involved, very in depth, and it does tell us a lot of information about each feature. Currently, to date, we have had 2 dev blogs released. The first one was all about the improved farm creation, and the second one was about the improved mission system, both of which very interesting, and it's not just what the title says, they do actually expand further into the topic, and it does actually unearth a few other questions which you might ask about certain areas of the game. But also we have lime, which is going to be in the game, and there's going to be the drills and planters which have the seed tanks on the front, so it all needs to be connected up with pipes, which does sound very interesting, and I'm sure that would be quite a complex system to be even put into the game in the first place. Birds, which I actually mentioned in the previous episode, but yep, they're going to be in the game, that's confirmed. So I'm assuming, for example, they're going to land behind the tractor when you are working the land. I don't know if that would be for a drill or a plough, but it's a nice feature. There's also going to be features which may not even immediately spring to mind, but just really do add to the quality of the game, such as the tractor's interiors. They're now going to be animated, so for example the pedals, the joysticks, the buttons, they will all move, and it will look much more interactive, even if something such as interactive control isn't in the game, because I don't believe that has been confirmed at all. But also the tractor's gauges, they will also light up. So there's loads of different things which we're going to have to wait and hear and see more about in the future. Shortly after the FarmCon event, Lars actually posted this on the Giant Software forum, and this is an example. This is not what's going to be in the game, but this is just to show you basically, roughly, how the parcels of land will work. So when you can buy sections of land, sections of farm, and not just individual fields, this is what we're sort of looking at. You can see there are different areas, and then if you wanted to buy an area, you could choose one, and then you'd get everything within that sort of boundary. So it's a nice idea, very nice idea. I don't know what the pricing would be like. The pricing is the only thing which has ever concerned me, because farms are obviously very expensive. The land alone in FS17 was incredibly expensive in my opinion. So a whole parcel of land, I'm not quite sure how it's going to be done, but I can't wait to find out. Soon after this, once again there was more information, this time the release date, which is the 20th of November 2018. Soon after this, the Farming Simulator 19 edition was put onto Amazon.co.uk for pre-order in the UK, and also the collector's edition was published as well. So I have actually pre-ordered it. As you can see there, you purchase this item on the 10th of August. The current price for the collector's edition is $39.99, and you get all of the things you see on screen there. So you get the downloadable content, which is the John Deere Gator utility vehicle. You also get the collector's box itself, which it all comes in. A John Deere 7530 miniature, which I believe is Siku. A Farming Simulator beanie. Modding Videos Tutorial 4.0. Farming Simulator 19 Commodore 64 edition, emulator version running on PC. 2 A2 posters, 10 brand stickers, and 5 concept art cards. The only reason why I've really gone for this over the standard edition is I like to collect them, hence the name Collector's Edition. Just a few days ago, this brand new screenshot was published on the Twitter page for Farming Simulator, showing the Fendt 1100 MT, which is a brand new tractor that is going to be in the game. Now, this isn't actually the only screenshot I've seen of this. It was also featured in the Elmer's grain cart screenshot as well. Obviously not quite as clear of a shot, because it is focusing on the Elmer's Hallmaster, but you can see it there, which is actually towing it. The one thing which was noticed by actually a variety of different people was the tracks, and the tracks still look to be fairly flat and 2D. This, in my opinion, is fairly disappointing. However, I can't say for sure that it's going to stay that way because the game is still obviously in development and things may change before the end. If it does end up being released like this, then I think I will be quite disappointed with that particular feature. We're now coming to the end of this episode. However, I'm going to leave you with the 2 dev blogs which we have to date. In the next episode, if any more dev blogs have been released, I'll also put those ones at the end of that episode, just to make it feel more complete, and it saves you from having to look around for all of the different episodes of the development of the game. The improved farm creation dev blog. In the run-up to release, we'll be sharing in-depth details about the new and improved features coming in Farming Simulator 19. Today we'll introduce you to the new farm creation systems that give you more options for how and where to build your farm. The centre pillar of these new systems is a change to how owning land works. Rather than purchasing single fields, you now buy tracts of land that include fields, forests and space for buildings. This is now yours to do with as you wish, creating new fields, placing silos for storage, placing pastures and cutting down the trees for lumber. So yes, as that previous paragraph said, you're not just getting a single field anymore, you actually do get a chunk of a farm. So really this should make it easier to grow the farm because you have everything you require. It's not just a plot of land, it's not just, look here, it's a field. You actually have a lot to work with. So that is very interesting. It all ties into our three new play modes, the first one being New Farmer. Now New Farmer is a balanced starting experience that gives you some equipment and a small pre-placed farm ready to be upgraded. This mode is similar in playstyle to previous Farming Simulator games and is recommended for new players. The next one is Farm Manager. Farm Manager gives you a large amount of money but no farm or equipment to speak of. This leaves you totally open to build the farm of your dreams, picking a prime starting location and crafting everything from the produce to aesthetics. Finally, you can start from scratch. It is the most hardcore option, enabling realistic settings and starting with no land, no farm and limited money. You'll need to plan carefully, and we're excited to see which areas of the map become optimal starting locations under these conditions. Enhancing this experience is an expansion of the placeable system, which allows you to choose not only where your farm is, but how it looks. Decoration placeables will add to the look and feel of your farm, while pastures of animals and silo storage points let you custom design its efficiency. This is also how you choose your house spawn point and hire your new canine friend, as seen in the E3 CGI trailer. So again, that is confirmation of the dogs, which is very nice. Yeah, you got a companion. It's not just you on your own anymore. I know that in FS17 and in fact all the previous games, it's just you. There's no wildlife and there's no pets or anything. So having a dog is very nice indeed. And also there's horses and there are the animals. Yes, we did have the animals in FS17. So we could have had a pet pig, or a pet sheep or a pet cow, but at least we have a dog now, which must follow us about, I assume. It even allows for multiple farms in one multiplayer server, with individual players owning different areas of the map and specialising in different areas. Max out on pastures to create the perfect cattle farm, use arable land to produce food, choose how to use the land at your disposal. The details of multiplayer will be discussed further in a future update. Now that is very interesting to hear because multiplayer has always been a talking point. Certainly the admin system currently is weak. I don't know if that is going to be overhauled. I would like to think that it is going to be. Obviously it does say here that there is going to be a future update regarding multiplayer, so I really can't wait to hear about that. But yeah, I'm assuming that it's also going to be covering everything about how multiplayer is going to work as a whole, not just these features which have been mentioned just now. Naturally, modding is fully supported in these improved systems. Industrious community members are invited to create their own farmhouses, husbandries, farm silos and anything else for the placeable system. Meanwhile, mod maps can define their own purchasable areas, which NPCs are associated with and how much they cost, and even if they are included in the new farmer starting mode. How will you play Farming Simulator 19? Starting from nothing and working your way up to maximum efficiency, or build the beautiful farm of your dreams in the most scenic locations thanks to our overhauled graphics engine. We're looking forward to seeing what you do when Farming Simulator releases later this year. Welcome to our second dev blog for Farming Simulator 19, due later this year. In this dev blog, we'll be talking about the tweaks we've made to the mission system to help get you playing the way you want faster. First of all, you no longer need to travel across the map to interact with mission givers. A new contracts menu lists every mission that's currently available, detailing how much money you'd get for completing it as well as what you'd be expected to do. This means less time spent going between missions and more doing what you want to do, farming. There are also no longer time limits on missions, and you can save while a mission is in progress, so you can work at your own pace. Now this of course brings us on to this page. This is a screenshot of the missions menu, and you can see that we have the entire list there of all the different fields and what the contract would be. So fertilizing or harvesting seems to be the two common ones just there. Also the price. We have the farmer's name, similar to FS17, the field number and the area. We then have on the right hand side the reward offer, and also what you'd have to do. And it says use your own equipment or lease equipment for a reward decreased by 2,217 euros. And yeah, there is the list of machines. So it's quite interesting. It looked, yeah, as it says, it's a tweaked mission system from FS17. So it's just improving the system. It doesn't seem to be completely overhauling it or completely changing it. It's improving it. And is it just me that just feels like clicking on all those icons at the top there? I want to look through every menu. We've also given you the option to complete missions without leasing the equipment. This has two benefits. Firstly, you'll get more money from the mission, as you won't have to pay the lease. And secondly, it allows you to own your own equipment for missions, meaning as you build up a speciality and a garage, you can take on more missions and make more money to expand your farm. Leasing is still available for the early game, and those that might want to try out new vehicles before buying them can do. We've also added a new mission type, hay and silage baling. This will involve every step of the process from cutting the grass to turning it into bales and finally delivering it. Weeding missions are now their own category rather than purely a part of the fertilisation process, including using a new sprayer tool on more developed weeds. Transport missions are also returning from Farming Simulator 15, asking you to deliver goods from one place to another throughout the map. Take on a scenic drive through the landscapes of our upgraded game engine and make some money while you're at it. Finally, missions are being added to multiplayer, letting you complete them cooperatively. This gives you more things to do with the other players than ever before, and ties into our large improvements for multiplayer in Farming Simulator 19. We hope you enjoy missions in Farming Simulator 19, either alone or with friends, when it releases later this year. Well, I've got to say, that does sound very promising, especially the final two paragraphs. That was very interesting. And yeah, I like that they're bringing back transport missions as well. Anyway, this screenshot, which I'm sure you've been looking at for a while now, is quite interesting because they've removed the borders for everything. So you can see the top right there. There's no black border behind everything. It is just transparent. But you've got the money, the weather, the time. I'm assuming the time is, yeah, it's just the time of day, not time remaining for a mission or anything. Bottom right, we have the speedometer, or the tachometer. And yeah, I think it's all the same sort of stuff. It's just been tidied up. Fuel gauge. I think it's possibly time until maintenance, left until maintenance. Hour meter, cruise control, speed, fill gauge as well to the left of that. And then we have the map over the left hand side, which is again just much neater. It's removed the border, so it looks good. Looking at the actual game there, obviously we've got the very nice John Deere tractor there with the massive grain cart, Elmer's grain cart. I think it looks fantastic. I think the backdrop, it looks a bit plain. The hills, I'm not too sure if that is the edge of the map, like off the map. But otherwise, yeah, everything there looks very good. It's clear to see the crop types haven't changed, the actual crop textures. Neither is the ground, but that's already been confirmed. There are no 3D ground textures. But otherwise, yeah, definitely the graphics system has improved. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.